What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kieran. I try to help people using a spiritual perspective. Now, today's topic, in a short amount of time, is going to be about my wrinkly shirt. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why I didn't use a dryer, why I didn't bother to even iron it. It's a whole video on just my shirt. No, I'm just kidding. We are going to do a video on letting go, right? Letting go. A difficult subject for many people, something that I think a lot of people don't quite understand how to do. There is a bit of a, you could say, misunderstanding, probably would be the best word for it, about letting go. Okay. Now, even before we get into what it means to let go, what the misunderstanding is, I think it would behoove all of us, word of the day, by the way, behoove, to talk about briefly spirituality and a kind of major issue that I have with it in recent years or months, and that would be how spirituality, from the way that I'm seeing it recently, is a lot about materialism. Essentially, it's about getting what you want, right? Going after something, manifesting our desires, right? So you get all these law of attraction coaches who will go on and on and on about how you need to believe this to get what you want. You need to do this. You need to take some sort of action. You need to affirm. Keep affirming, apparently, until you're dead. I don't know. But there's a large focus on achieving something, manifesting something. And even when you talk to all these other law of attraction coaches, they'll always say, hilariously, that all of the other law of attraction coaches are wrong. The reason that it's not working for you is because you're too focused on getting what you want. Go figure. So then it stops necessarily becoming about law of attraction. It stops becoming a spiritual idea. And the thing that they always kind of go back to, these specific people who say the reason law of attraction isn't working for X amount of people is because they're focusing too much on trying to receive something. Now, the thing that those people are always saying, always coming down to, is letting go, the aspect of letting go. And the truth is that people have been letting go. People have been getting what they want for thousands and thousands of years, and people that don't even necessarily deserve it. People that are jerks, people that are assholes, people who have wrinkly shirts. There are lots of people who have gotten what they want, people who don't get what they want, and it probably has nothing to do with any sort of weird law. Okay, so in case you haven't been able to guess by now, I do not like the law of attraction. I think it's all nonsense, and I have many reasons for considering it to be mostly, I think the word I'm looking for is bullshit. But that's not really the point of this video. The point of the video is to focus on the part of the law of attraction which does work, or the parts of manifestation which are important, or the part of spirituality that is fundamentally true and yet we all seem to ignore it, and that's about letting go. Because the issue why we treat it differently is because spirituality is something that people gravitate towards, not necessarily because they feel a transformative call, right? That's not true for everybody, right? This is a generalization. But a lot of the time people choose spirituality as their mode of being because they want something, right? Now, what's the point of being spiritual if you can't get what you want? Well, why do so many of us tune in to YouTubers, more successful YouTubers than myself, life coaches, gurus, masters? Why do we tune into these people so much that are so popular, if not to gain something? And we're not talking about wisdom. We're talking about, we'll click on some guy's 700,000 plus subscriber video channel or whatever, and of course their most popular video is about how to use X, Y, and Z method, whatever method they call, to get what you want, right? The spiritual guy, the spiritual woman, they've manifested their dream house, their dream job, their dream life, their dream partner. They've done this, they've used this spiritual technique. And so spirituality becomes something that we all want to be, we all want to have, we all want to embody. Because that means the more spiritual that we are, well, the more we have. The more that we've manifested our Aston Martin James Bond dream car, the more that we've gotten our villa on the beach, the more that we have the dream job and the social circle with all the friends that just make us feel so right in the heart and love it so much. We want all that stuff, and spirituality has absconded with reality in such a way that we've kind of forgot about letting go, right? We've forgotten that letting go is the only thing that is fundamentally true and that has lasted for centuries and centuries and centuries and will continue even after I am gone and you are gone, right? We'll see which one of us goes first. But after we are gone, this will still exist as a form of wisdom. And what that is that letting go is really the only way to bring you anything that you want, right? So this video is about the steps in letting go. So how to successfully let go. There's really only 3, okay? You don't need like some huge 20-something long video on letting go. It's not that difficult. But the misguided attempts at letting go, which I briefly alluded to earlier, that stuff is getting in the way for a lot of people, and including myself. It gets in the way. So what happens, the miscommunication within ourselves, or the misguided idea that we have of letting go, is that, do I have a prop around me? Why don't I have props? Okay, well, I'll use this tarot card, I guess, as an example. It happens to be the World card. I don't know, maybe that's something helpful. So people think this is letting go. Okay, ready? I think that's letting go. That is not letting go, because what happens when people let go is they do this. They've dropped whatever it is, and then they kind of just pick it back up, right? And then they put it in their pocket, and then they drop it again, and so on and so on and so on, and the cycle repeats, right? So the idea of letting go is not about the physical act of letting go of something, whether or not that's a perception, an emotional thing, a trauma, an attitude, a partner, an ex-partner, a job, an ex-friend, a bad situation, expectations, whatever, it doesn't matter. The idea is that so many of us have actually a lot of success. We get to a point where we feel that we're comfortable dropping something, letting go, but we haven't actually done the necessary inner work or come to the necessary realizations that letting go means seeing this, which is always going to be here. It's never going to go away, and not picking it back up. That's what letting go means. It's not just a physical act of releasing something. It's releasing something plus not picking it back up, right? But that we do. We pick it back up. We pick it back up a lot. I mean, same reason why so many people can quit something for X amount of years, I don't know, or they can stop eating a certain thing, and then, you get sad a little bit, or something happens, or you're stressed, and the next thing you know, I think I'm going to smoke a little weed, or I think I'm going to have a bag of chips, or whatever, I mean, nothing's really wrong in of itself, but the idea is that we have these things that we pick back up that might be harmful for us over time, that we haven't necessarily let go of because we think letting go is just the physical act of releasing something. But that's not what it is. So there are basically only 3 steps that you need to, I guess, to let go, maybe. And of course, full disclaimer, it doesn't mean that doing these 3 steps somehow is a miracle solvent for your life. Life is life. Life is going to happen. Things are going to happen. There are tons of bullshit to experience in life, so much bullshit. And we have to kind of choose our own suffering, so to speak. What is worth our pain? What is worth our mental focus? What is worth our energy, right? So over time, you might find yourself with these steps finding it easier to let go. And you might, as a result, kind of get what you want, right? More easily than affirming things. Because, by the way, affirming something is almost entirely useless when you don't fundamentally believe the thing that you're saying, right? Saying something out loud, however, that can be helpful. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Step 1. Step 1 is stating your desire. State your desire. Say what it is that you want out loud. The reason that you would do it out loud is the same reason why affirming might resonate with people, or why it might seem to have some wisdom to it. It's because if you say something out loud, you're invoking confidence, or as we would like to say in spiritual circles, activating our throat chakra. Okay, really what that means is just you're speaking confidently. Good example in real world, say if you're recording something, for me it might be like a rap or something. If I record it the first time, fine, maybe it was an all right recording, but if I did the same lyrics 3 or 4 times, I guarantee you the 3rd or 4th time, it sounds better because I've practiced, I've said it out loud, right? So what you're doing with these 3 steps is you're doing it 3 or 4 times. So you're stating your desire. I want X, right? You want something. What is it? fill in the blank. You want a girlfriend, you want a boyfriend, you want a new job, a house, money. Okay. State your desire. Second step, essentially, is to realize or recognize, or again, saying out loud, I already know what I want. The universe already knows what I want. Everything that exists and is reflected already knows what I want. How could it not, right? You're in this life. Life is existing. You can't hide from yourself. You can't trick the universe. You can't trick God or source or whatever you want to call it, spirit, your angels. Everything already knows what you want. So you've stated your desire in step one out loud, maybe a couple times. I want money. Easy enough. Then you said to yourself, the universe already knows that I want money. Everything already knows that I want it. My higher self, everybody knows I want it. You said this out loud. The third thing that you're now saying out loud, and this is the letting go part, is just accepting the fact that you don't have any control. So you may as well take a deep breath and just let it go, right? Just let it go. Let that shit go. It doesn't matter anymore because you don't have any control. It's an easier way of getting what you want. It doesn't mean that you will get what you want, but if you don't get what you want and you've let go of it, it doesn't matter because who cares, right? You've already let go. So it's kind of a win-win no matter what you do. So is this method specifically going to cure all of your manifestation woes? No, probably not, okay? Because a lot of the time when we don't get what we want, it's probably because the timing isn't right. We don't have enough skill sets. We haven't felt good enough about ourselves. We are in the wrong place, the wrong time. There's factors in the real world that need to happen, X, Y, and Z. And maybe there's so many different things of looking at that, different ways. Okay, you can get lost in thinking why things don't happen to you. So the best thing that you can do is let go. And I know we don't want to let go because we think that letting go means that we've given up, that we don't care, that somehow if we just take a step back, it means that we're not going to get what we want. We've convinced ourselves that we constantly have to be thinking about something to get it. But no, if you can state your desire honestly, even saying it a couple times kind of fleshes out really what your desire is, okay? Just saying I want money, saying it a couple times, you might change I want money to financial security, which sounds like the same thing, but is actually quite different, okay? And then admit that, everything already knows what you want. You want money, fine. And again, taking a deep breath and just saying, I let that go. I'm not thinking about that anymore. I said it. You've done this exercise a couple of times. You've done it enough where it's taken up a legitimate part of your day. I mean, legitimate really only means 5-10 minutes. And you've done that. It's a real thing that has happened. You don't need to think about it anymore. Even if you don't get what you want, you've eased your burdens, you've released a lot of your suffering and expectations and mental anxiety around the things in question. And when you free up your mental energy, when you free up your emotions, when you unburden yourself, you have more energy to do the things that you truly want to do that you would be doing anyway, even if you had what you want, right? If I had a bunch of money, would I still be going for walks? Yes. If I had no money, would I still be going out for a walk? Yes. Would you still go to the gym? Yes. Would I still make music? Yes. Okay, so it frees up your energy to do what you want because if you're not suffering, you're going to take positive actions. But if you're suffering, even as a result of something you desperately need, you're not going to take the actions that you would take if you had the thing. And that's kind of what we want to encompass, is a person who can be okay when things aren't okay. Because if you're only okay when things are okay, then you're not really okay. Okay?